Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Let's get back to Iraq. There's not a whole lot going on, but I do want to address some rumors and videos that are floating around talking about the Iraqi Dinar. So what's going on in Iraq right now is they're still trying to form their government. They are still running into resistance from time to time, but things are moving forward. Sadr is determined to get his way, and it looks like he's going to get it. Before we continue, if you can hit the thumbs up button, I would much appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it, and you know I do. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. People keep asking me about the cryptocurrencies. It's the same thing. It's down there where the link is for Money Metals. There's a link down there for those of you trying to jump on the upswing with cryptocurrencies. They had a nice jump today. This article just popped up, so that's nice. The House of Representatives invites the media to attend to cover the speech of the head of the Sadrist bloc. So basically, this is an invite. Obviously, it says the media department of the House of Representatives calls on the satellite channels approved by the department to attend at the Parliament building tomorrow. Purpose of covering the speech of Mr. Adari. Sadr having to respond to rumors that were going around about a tweet that he put out. And you can see right here, it says, it does not mean retracting Zabari's support. He is close to him. Sadr's tweet is its goal. If that makes sense to you. So what has happened is, the other Shiite members decided they want Zabari and not Saleh in as president. And in agreement, and Sadr agreed, that's fine. It wasn't the one he wanted, but he's allowing Zabari to go for it. Well, here's the thing. And here's the big holdup. You see, Zabari has been accused of spending billions of dinars while he was in office. And so if you remember correctly, what it is that Sadr's trying to do is establish a government of the people by the people, but more importantly, he doesn't want any of those old school corrupt politicians back in office. That's why Maliki is not allowed back there, and these people are going to be investigated. Now, Zabari was in around the same time Maliki was. Now, I don't remember whose position was what. I think Zabari took over, actually, as prime minister when Maliki stepped down. So it's around that time. I know they seem to switch positions, whether it's presidency or prime minister, over the last, God knows, let's see here, 2 decades. So that Zabari hanging out with Maliki, for a minute there, I was thinking to myself, well, it wouldn't be surprising to me to find out this guy did something corrupt, but who am I to judge? I'm not there. I heard about Maliki many a times. So what has happened is Sadr has tweeted about it, and so the rumor is the tweet is indicating that he has pulled his support from Zabari, and now he has to address it. He came out and said that does not mean I pull my support. He simply made a statement. A source close to Sadr confirmed today, Friday, that Sadr's tweet regarding the nomination and leader of the Kurdistan Democratic Party, Zabari, does not mean withdrawing Sadr's support. The source said to the news, Sadr, through a tweet, wanted to show that there were no suspicions on the part of the competent authorities against Zabari, especially his candidacy, was checked by more than one regulatory authority, and it is free of any files with these regulatory authorities. And what I mean by files is like, do you have any charges against you, any corruption against you? Because again, he's been accused of stealing a lot of dinar. Sadr indicated that the directive was issued to the Sadr's bloc by voting exclusively for the candidate for the presidency of the Republic, Zabari, and there is no change in this position. And his call to the deputies comes that their support for Zabari is a confirmation that there is no real file condemning him. So he does not want any suspicions against the new president, and the Sardis bloc after the vote. So it looks like Zabari is the new president. Even after accusations were made, this is the man that they chose. This was agreed upon long before the vote took place. See, this is what I'm talking about. It says in the document, the judiciary is investigating Zabari's accusation that he spent more than 3 billion dinars during his tenure in foreign affairs. What he's been accused of spending it on rent for his security guards and his employees. Well, that would be a nice boss. So this is what you don't want to see happen in Baghdad, the renewal of demonstrations rejecting Zabari's candidacy for president. We want to make sure that there's no civil unrest, there's no protests, and everything stays calm. As hundreds of citizens demonstrated in the square in the center of the capital of Baghdad to reject the nomination of Zabari for the president. And then it goes on and talks about the different banners rejecting him due to corruption. Maliki receives Talabani and confirms the framework's keenness to agree on choosing a prime minister. That's interesting because we know they're not fans of Al-Qademi. Well, Maliki anyways. So they went and they had a meeting and they're discussing who it is they want to be in as prime minister. That doesn't mention anybody by name, by the way. I wanted to get to this article because you got to love this. It went from 82 to 92. Yeah, Brent crude jumps above $92. This is awesome for Iraq. They really need to they really need to get on the ball and start rebuilding the private sector. They have had a huge inflow of money and they gotta take advantage of it while they can before it disappears in case something happens to oil all over again. It says oil prices continue to rise today, Friday. And the price of the Brent barrel rose above $92 a barrel for the first time since October of 2014. Whoa. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures also rose 1.2% to $91.42 a barrel. So this is looking very good for Iraq. This is a huge help. If they budgeted oil again at $55 and it's coming in at $92, they're going to have a huge surplus. Now keep in mind, they don't have to pay no more money to Kuwait, so now that money stays in pocket. The reserves are built up. This is looking good, you guys. As long as this kind of stuff continues to happen. But again, they need to get away from relying so much on oil to pay for everything. I think that's one of the biggest hurdles they're having to deal with in order for them to do an exchange rate change. Now, we heard about this Iraq militia attacks on UAE, a message from Iran. So there's a militia loyal to Iran, Hezbollah, that is. They did a drone strike, I guess it is, over there in the United Arab Emirates. So this isn't good. This is what you don't want. This is Iran sending a message. They're going to be insistent on trying to get some of their own people, that is, the Iranian-backed puppets, into the government. And until the government is fully formed, you can count on this kind of action continuing, that's for sure. You can see this several analyses linked to the strikes to a shadowy militia, Hezbollah, a powerful Iranian-backed Shia armed group in Iraq that has been listed by the United States as a terrorist organization. The incident brought to light that the UAE was now being targeted from its north and south after 3 recent attacks launched by the Houthi rebels in Yemen. So, of course, Saudi condemned the attacks, and Saudi called for the end of the war in Yemen. Plus the slavery, man, it's terrible there. All right, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of news. The $92 a barrel is obviously good news. And the fact that they're still moving forward with forming the government, no problem. We don't want the demonstration, that's for sure. Now, I want to address some things because people bring a lot of videos and posts to my attention. And that's fine. I don't mind addressing them. But some of the posts you should be able to take a look at and know whether or not they're pulling your leg, if you get my drift. A handful of you sent me the video of the guy claiming, I guess he's claiming to be a prophet. He's making a prediction on the dinar. How many of those have we heard from over the years? Tons of them. Literally tons of them. All kinds of people claiming to be prophets or messengers of God, claiming that they got some kind of prophetic message telling them what the rate's going to be of the dinar and approximately when the date's going to be. If the dinar gained a dime in value for every time we had a prophet come forward, you'd be getting 10 to 1 right now back on your dinars. You guys just be careful from who you get the information from. So what we have going on again is that they discontinued the $50,000 and $25,000 notes. I addressed that in the video. Someone said that they discontinued them, they're obsolete, and that they're no good anymore. That's not true. We heard the rumors about the deletion of the zeros. That happens about once every 6 months. You'll get used to it. And then again, all the time we hear the same other common ones. Back screen got numbers, intel people telling you that the people are on standby, the 800 numbers, the redemption numbers. We don't even really hear about those no more. That's funny how those almost faded away. There's no 800 numbers. There's no redemption numbers, you guys. There's no redemption centers. You'll have an exchange where you go to take it in, but there's no redemption unless they're mistakenly labeling the exchange centers the redemption centers. There's no redemption centers. The Iraqi dinar has nothing to do with the quantum financial system, just like XRP does not have anything to do with the quantum financial system. I'm sorry I'm always got to be the bad guy that pees on people's Wheaties, but I'm telling you the truth. And it's okay. I'm the one who encourages you guys to go out and listen to other YouTubers. Take all the information, take it with a grain of salt, decipher through it, and figure out what is BS and what isn't. So there's a lot of outrageous claims coming out about the rate. I'm hearing anything from the reinstated $3.22 to as high as $11. Come on, you guys. They can't do that. You got to think about how many dinars are in circulation. Then multiply times that number. Do you think Iraq has that kind of money laying around? They don't. There's no $11. There's no, what is that, 9.26. I don't know how you guys came up with such an oddball number. There's no $9.26 for every dinar. There isn't that. So with all these people making these pathetic messages to you guys, here, what you should do is just kick back, relax, and see if it actually happens. And then you can just toke it up as experience. Like I said, after you've done this for a few years, you've heard everything. I've heard at least about 50 different prophets, it seems like, that's come through to give us some kind of message. This is the day. This is the dollar rate. It never happens. The other thing you have to take in consideration is even if the rate change happens right now, there's not a whole lot you could do about it. I'm not saying you can't do anything about it, but I'm saying you have very, very limited number of places right now in the United States that you can exchange the dinar, only because of the restrictions that are on it right now. Keep that in mind. Sure, you can go to currency exchange rates at the airports and stuff like that, or if you have them in your mall, but they're not going to be able to handle the type of volume that you're going to be bringing to them. So keep that in mind. So yeah, again, you guys, I appreciate you guys sending me the videos. It does keep me on my toes, but I also like to hear what other people are saying about the dinar. And it's always something crazy and outrageous like that. So just stay grounded, take everything with a grain of salt, and just sit back and see if it happens. If the rate change happened today, you're not going to miss out. They're not going to disappear. They're not going to take it away from you. I heard rumors that you were told that there's a time limit on it. There's no time limit on it. There's no tier 1. There's no tier 2. There's no special arrangement. You just take the currency in and get it exchanged, whether it's at the bank or the foreign currency exchange place. There's no redemption centers. There's no 800 numbers. When you call it, it's Shakey's Pizza. All right, you guys, anyways, I just wanted to kind of just put that out there. I know you guys bring me a lot of information, and I keep telling you, look, I'll look into it. I mean, even if I think it's BS, I still look into it just in case. And again, this type of stuff has been floating around for so many years. So many years. These people stay focused on talking about the same things over and over. The date and when it's going to happen and the rate. They have nothing else to offer you. They talk about their special secret intel people. There's no secret intel people. One person knows when it's going to happen. One person only. And he was mentioned in the article yesterday. All right. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. Hang tight, man. Hang tight. Stay grounded. Stop getting excited every time you hear somebody push out these ridiculous quotes, posts, dreams, prophetic messages. You know what I mean? Take it in. You can be happy about it, but don't get yourself too emotionally wrapped up in it. All right. Anyways, like I said, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely appreciate it, and I'll catch you later. I'm out.